Before you start this new day, take a moment and listen carefully, because the words you're about to hear might change the way you see your life today. Before the day begins and before the world starts demanding your attention, pause for a moment and think about the direction your life is moving. Every successful life begins with a decision. Not a loud decision that everyone hears, but a quiet commitment made within the heart. Many people wish for success. They talk about dreams, goals, and the future they want to build. But wishing alone never changes a life. Success is built through the small choices you make every morning. The decision to wake up with purpose. The decision to move forward even when motivation is low. The decision to trust that the effort you make today will eventually shape your future. God has placed potential inside every person, but potential only becomes powerful when it is developed with discipline and faith. Every morning is a new opportunity to grow stronger than you were yesterday. And when you begin your day with that mindset, the journey toward success slowly begins. One of the greatest mistakes people make is believing that success arrives quickly. They expect progress to appear immediately after they begin working toward their goals. But real success grows slowly. Just like a tree grows from a small seed, the future you want to build begins with small actions repeated every day. God often works through patience. The lessons you learn, the habits you develop, and the strength you build during the journey prepare you for the opportunities that will eventually appear. Many people give up because they cannot see results immediately. But the truth is that progress is often invisible at first. Your effort today may not show results tomorrow, but it is quietly building the life you will experience later. Success belongs to those who keep moving forward. Fear is one of the most common obstacles people face when they begin pursuing something meaningful. Fear tells you that you might fail. It whispers that you are not ready or not capable enough to succeed. But fear is not always a sign to stop. Sometimes fear simply appears because you are stepping outside of your comfort zone. God never designed life to be lived entirely inside comfort. Growth happens when you take steps that challenge you. Courage does not mean the absence of fear. Courage means choosing to move forward despite fear. Every time you act with courage, you strengthen your ability to face future challenges, and with every step forward, your confidence begins to grow. The morning hours carry a special kind of power. They shape the mindset you will carry through the rest of the day. If you begin the day with doubt, stress, and negativity, those feelings often follow you into every situation. But when you begin the day with clarity and faith, your perspective becomes stronger. Many successful people understand this simple truth. The way you start your morning influences the direction of your entire day. That is why taking a few moments each morning to reflect, pray, and focus your thoughts can change your life in ways you may not expect. When you give the first moments of the day to God, your mind becomes calmer and your heart becomes stronger. And a strong mind is one of the most powerful tools a person can carry into the journey toward success. Success rarely comes from one powerful moment. Instead, it grows quietly through daily habits that most people overlook. Many individuals believe that success requires extraordinary talent or sudden opportunities, but in reality, the difference between those who succeed and those who remain stuck is often much simpler. Successful people learn to master their daily routines. The way you begin your morning influences the direction of your entire day. If you wake up without purpose, your time easily disappears into distractions. Hours pass without meaningful progress. And at the end of the day, you may feel as though nothing truly changed. But when you start the day with intention, your mindset becomes focused. God gives each person the same 24 hours every day. The difference is how those hours are used. Some people allow time to slip away. Others use it as a tool to build the future they desire. This is why discipline matters. Discipline means choosing the actions that bring you closer to your goals, even when comfort tries to pull you in another direction. Each morning offers a new chance to practice that discipline. And when discipline becomes part of your life, success slowly begins to follow. There will be mornings when motivation feels strong and everything seems possible. On those days, moving forward feels natural. But there will also be mornings when motivation disappears. You may feel tired, uncertain, or overwhelmed by the challenges ahead. During those moments, many people stop trying. But success does not depend only on motivation. Motivation is temporary. Discipline is permanent. The people who eventually achieve Great things in life are not always the most motivated. They are simply the ones who continue taking action, even when motivation fades. God often teaches this lesson through persistence. When you continue moving forward despite difficulties, you develop strength that cannot be easily shaken. Each time you overcome the temptation to quit, you prove to yourself that your goals are worth the effort. And with every step forward, your confidence grows stronger. Patience is another quality that plays an important role in the journey toward success. Modern life often encourages instant results. People want progress immediately, rewards quickly, and recognition without waiting. But meaningful achievements rarely appear overnight. God's timing often moves slower than human expectations. Sometimes the delay is necessary because you are still growing into the person capable of handling the success you desire. The skills you learn today, the mistakes you correct, and the discipline you develop are all preparing you for future opportunities. If success arrived too quickly, you might not yet possess the wisdom required to sustain it. This is why patience is powerful. When you trust the process and continue working faithfully, your progress becomes stronger and more stable. And one day you may look back and realize that the waiting period was not wasted time. It was preparation. Another powerful lesson in the journey toward success is learning to control your thoughts. Your mindset influences every action you take. If your mind is filled with doubt, fear, and negativity, those thoughts will eventually appear in your behavior. You may hesitate, delay decisions, or avoid opportunities. But when your mind is guided by faith and confidence, your actions become stronger. God gave you the ability to guide your thoughts. This does not mean negative thoughts will never appear. Challenges and doubts are part of life. However, you can choose which thoughts you allow to remain. When you replace fear with faith, uncertainty with hope, and doubt with determination, your mindset becomes powerful. A strong mindset does not eliminate obstacles, but it changes how you respond to them. And the way you respond to obstacles often determines whether you move forward or remain where you are. Failure is one of the most misunderstood parts of the journey toward success. Many people see failure as a sign that they should stop trying. When something does not work the first time, they assume the path is wrong or the dream is impossible. But failure often carries a different purpose. It teaches lessons that success alone cannot teach. When a plan does not work, you learn how to adjust your strategy. When a mistake happens, you gain wisdom that prevents you from repeating the same error. God often allows moments of failure because they strengthen the character required for future success. Without failure, many people would never develop humility, patience, or resilience. The key is not avoiding failure. The key is learning from it. Each failure is simply another step in the process of improvement. And when you continue moving forward despite setbacks, you gradually become stronger than the obstacles that once stopped you. Another important truth about success is that progress is rarely obvious in the beginning. When someone starts working toward a goal, the results may seem invisible for a long time. Effort is being made every day, yet nothing dramatic appears to change. This stage often discourages many people. They believe their work is pointless because they cannot immediately see the results. But progress often grows quietly. Think about a seed planted in the ground. For days or even weeks, nothing appears above the surface. Yet beneath the soil, growth is already happening. Roots are forming. Strength is developing. The same process happens in life. Your effort today may not show visible results yet, but it is creating a foundation for the future. Success often becomes visible only after a long period of invisible growth. Confidence is another quality that plays a powerful role in the pursuit of success. Many people believe confidence comes only after they achieve something great, but confidence actually grows through action. Every time you take a step forward, even a small one, you strengthen your belief in yourself. God did not place dreams inside your heart without also giving you the ability to pursue them. However, that ability must be developed through practice. The more you act on your goals, the more confident you become. Confidence does not mean you will never feel fear. It simply means that fear will no longer control your decisions. When confidence grows, opportunities begin to look less intimidating and more achievable. And the moment you start believing that progress is possible, your actions begin to reflect that belief. One of the greatest strengths you can develop is persistence. Persistence is the decision to continue moving forward even when progress feels slow. There will be moments when obstacles appear, plans change, or results take longer than expected. In those moments, many people choose to stop, but the individuals who eventually succeed are the ones who refuse to quit. God often rewards persistence because it demonstrates faith and commitment. When you remain faithful to your efforts, even during difficult seasons, you prove that your goals truly matter to you. Persistence transforms ordinary effort into extraordinary results. Each step forward may seem small on its own, but over time those steps create powerful momentum, and momentum eventually leads to progress. Focus is one of the most valuable abilities a person can develop while pursuing success. In today's world, distractions are everywhere. Phones, social media, endless notifications, and constant noise compete for your attention every single day. Without realizing it, many people spend hours moving from one distraction to another, never truly concentrating on the work that could change their lives. But successful individuals learn to protect their focus. They understand that attention is a powerful resource. When you focus deeply on a meaningful goal, progress becomes possible. God gave every person the ability to direct their attention. The challenge is learning how to control where that attention goes. When you start the day with clarity about your purpose, it becomes easier to ignore unnecessary distractions. Instead of reacting to everything around you, you begin choosing the actions that move you closer to your goals. Focus transforms effort into results, and the more you train your mind to concentrate on what truly matters, the more powerful your daily actions become. Another essential part of success is learning how to manage your energy. Many people believe success only depends on working harder or longer than everyone else. While effort is important, energy is just as important as time. If your mind and body are exhausted, even simple tasks become difficult. That is why successful people learn how to care for themselves while pursuing their goals. They understand that rest, reflection, and spiritual connection are not weaknesses. They are sources of strength. Beginning the day with prayer or quiet reflection allows your mind to reset before the pressures of the day arrive. When you connect with God in the morning, your thoughts become clearer and your heart becomes calmer. A calm mind makes better decisions, and better decisions gradually lead to better results. Success is not just about working hard. It is also about maintaining the strength and clarity needed to continue moving forward. Every meaningful journey requires commitment. At the beginning of a new goal, excitement is usually strong. People feel motivated, inspired, and ready to change their lives. But excitement does not last forever. Sooner or later, challenges appear. Progress slows down. Doubts begin to enter the mind. This is the moment when commitment becomes more important than motivation. Commitment means continuing even when the excitement disappears. It means remembering why you started, even when the path becomes difficult. God often tests commitment because it reveals how serious we are about the dreams placed inside our hearts. When you stay committed to your growth, you demonstrate faith not only in yourself, but also in the purpose God has given you, and that commitment becomes the foundation upon which success is built. Gratitude is another powerful element in the journey toward success. Many people focus only on what they do not yet have. They constantly think about the goals they have not reached, the opportunities they have not received, or the progress they wish was happening faster. But when you practice gratitude, your perspective begins to change. You start noticing the blessings already present in your life, the strength you have today, the opportunities available to you, the ability to learn, grow, and continue improving. God has already placed many gifts inside your life. When you appreciate those gifts, your heart becomes lighter and your motivation becomes stronger. Gratitude reminds you that your journey is not only about reaching the future, it is also about appreciating the present. And a grateful heart often becomes the source of powerful determination. One of the most important lessons in the journey toward success is learning how to respond to obstacles. Many people expect life to move smoothly once they begin pursuing their goals. But the truth is that every meaningful journey includes difficulties. Obstacles are not signs that you are on the wrong path. Often they are simply part of the process. God sometimes allows challenges to appear because they strengthen qualities that comfort cannot develop. When you face difficulties, you learn resilience. When things do not go as planned, you learn adaptability. When progress slows down, you learn patience. These qualities may not seem dramatic at first, but they shape the kind of person you become. And the person you become is ultimately more important than the achievements you gain. Success is not only about reaching a destination, it is about growing stronger through the journey. Another powerful truth about success is that your environment influences your mindset. The people you spend time with, the conversations you listen to, and the information you consume each day all shape the way you think. If you constantly surround yourself with negativity, doubt, and discouragement, your motivation will slowly fade. But when you surround yourself with positive ideas, faith, and inspiration, your mindset begins to grow stronger. This is why many successful people are careful about the environments they place themselves in. They choose conversations that encourage growth. They listen to messages that strengthen their belief. And they spend time with individuals who inspire them to become better. Your environment does not control your future, but it can influence the direction of your thinking. And the direction of your thinking often shapes the direction of your life. Another important quality that leads to success is the ability to remain calm during uncertain moments. There will be times when the future feels unclear. Plans may change, opportunities may appear suddenly, and sometimes the path ahead may not look the way you expected. During those moments, many people panic. But calmness creates clarity. When you stay calm, you allow wisdom to guide your decisions rather than fear. God often reveals direction through quiet reflection rather than through chaos. If your mind is filled with worry, it becomes difficult to recognize the opportunities that may be right in front of you. But when you slow down, breathe, and trust that your journey has purpose, your perspective becomes clearer, and with clarity comes better decisions. Success also requires the courage to step beyond comfort. Comfort feels safe. It allows you to remain in familiar routines and predictable situations. But growth rarely happens inside comfort. When you try something new, you may feel uncertainty. When you pursue a larger goal, you may feel fear. But those feelings often appear because you are entering unfamiliar territory. God often places opportunities outside of your comfort zone, because that is where your potential begins to expand. Each time you step into something challenging, you stretch your abilities and strengthen your confidence. At first, those steps may feel small, but over time they create powerful progress. And progress is what slowly transforms ordinary lives into extraordinary journeys. One powerful truth about success is that small daily actions eventually create extraordinary results. Many people wait for a big opportunity or a dramatic moment that will suddenly change their lives. But in reality, most success stories are built through quiet, consistent actions repeated every single day. A small step forward today may not seem impressive, but when that step is repeated again tomorrow, and again the next day, progress begins to multiply. God often works through consistency rather than sudden miracles. Each day you choose discipline. Each day you choose faith. Each day you choose to continue improving. You are quietly building a future that others cannot yet see. Over time, those small actions become powerful habits, and powerful habits slowly transform ordinary effort into meaningful achievement. Another important element of success is learning how to control your thoughts. Your mind constantly produces ideas, worries, hopes, and fears. If you allow negative thoughts to dominate your mind, they can weaken your confidence and reduce your motivation. But when you train your mind to focus on possibility rather than fear, your energy begins to change. God has given every person the ability to guide their thoughts. This does not mean negative thoughts will never appear. It simply means you learn how to choose which thoughts deserve your attention. When you focus on growth, purpose, and faith, your mindset becomes stronger. A strong mindset allows you to continue moving forward even when situations are uncertain, and that mindset often becomes the quiet foundation of long-term success. Patience is another powerful quality that successful people develop. In a world that moves quickly, many people expect results immediately. They start a new goal and hope to see major progress within a few days or weeks. But meaningful progress usually takes time. Seeds planted today do not become trees tomorrow. God designed many aspects of life to grow slowly, because growth requires preparation. During those waiting periods, your character is being strengthened, your discipline is being tested, and your commitment is being proven. When you remain patient, you allow the process to unfold naturally, and often the results that take longer to develop become the results that last the longest. Success also requires humility. Humility allows you to remain open to learning even when you begin making progress. Some people experience small success and quickly believe they already know everything. But true growth happens when you remain willing to improve. God often guides those who remain humble. When you stay humble, you become more aware of the lessons life is offering you. You listen more carefully, observe more deeply, and continue refining your abilities. Humility protects your journey from arrogance. And when humility combines with persistence, The path toward success becomes much stronger. Discipline is one of the most powerful qualities that leads to long-term success. Motivation can help you start something new, but discipline is what keeps you moving forward when motivation fades. Every person experiences days when energy feels low and progress feels slow. During those moments, discipline becomes your greatest strength. Discipline means doing the right thing even when you do not feel like doing it. It means showing up again and again. Even when results are not immediately visible, God often rewards consistency more than talent. Many people have talent, but only a few people have the discipline to keep going when things become difficult. When discipline becomes part of your daily life, your actions begin to create steady progress, and steady progress eventually leads to powerful results. Another important lesson in the journey of success is learning how to handle failure. Failure can feel discouraging, especially when you invest time, energy, and hope into something that does not work the way you expected. But failure does not define your future. In many cases, failure is simply feedback. It reveals what did not work so you can adjust your approach and try again with greater wisdom. God often uses failure to refine our character. When you face failure with humility and determination, you become stronger. You learn lessons that success alone could never teach, and those lessons prepare you for opportunities that may appear later in your journey. Failure is not the end of your path. Sometimes it is simply a step that moves you closer to success. Faith plays a powerful role in the pursuit of success. There will be moments when progress feels invisible. You may work hard for weeks or months without seeing immediate results. During those moments, doubt can quietly enter your mind, but faith allows you to continue moving forward even when you cannot yet see the outcome. Faith reminds you that your efforts are not meaningless. God often works behind the scenes in ways we cannot immediately understand. While you continue showing up each day, unseen changes may already be preparing the way for future breakthroughs. When faith becomes part of your mindset, uncertainty becomes easier to handle. And when uncertainty no longer stops you, your journey toward success becomes much stronger. Gratitude also strengthens the path toward success. When you begin each day appreciating the opportunities in front of you, your perspective shifts. Instead of focusing on what you lack, you begin noticing what you already have: the ability to learn, the chance to grow, the opportunity to improve your life one day at a time. God has given each person different resources and different starting points, but gratitude helps you recognize that every journey still holds possibilities. A grateful heart creates positive energy, and that energy fuels motivation, creativity, and determination. When gratitude becomes part of your daily routine, even small progress begins to feel meaningful, and meaningful progress slowly builds a powerful future. One powerful realization that many successful people eventually discover is that progress often happens quietly. The world usually celebrates visible success. People admire the moment when someone finally achieves recognition, wealth, or influence, but what many people do not see are the countless quiet days that came before that moment. Those quiet days are where real growth happens. They are the days when you continue working even though no one is watching. The days when you stay committed to your goals even when results are not immediately visible. God often develops strength in those hidden seasons. During those periods, patience grows deeper. Discipline becomes stronger. Character becomes more stable. When the breakthrough finally arrives, it may look sudden to others, but in reality it was built slowly through many quiet days of persistence. Another powerful principle of success is learning how to trust the process. Many people become discouraged because they compare their journey to the progress of others. They see someone else moving faster, achieving results sooner, or gaining recognition earlier. But every journey unfolds at a different pace. God does not design every path the same way. Some people grow quickly at the beginning. Others develop slowly but steadily over time. What matters most is not the speed of your progress, but the direction of your effort. When you continue moving forward, even with small steps, you remain on the path of growth. Trusting the process allows you to stay patient while your future is quietly being shaped. Another quality that strengthens success is courage. Courage does not mean the absence of fear. In many situations, fear will naturally appear when you face something new or uncertain, but courage means choosing to move forward even while fear is present. Every meaningful opportunity requires some level of courage. When you take a step towards something unfamiliar, you begin expanding your confidence. God often places opportunities outside your comfort zone, because that is where your potential begins to grow. Each courageous step may feel small in the moment, But over time, those steps build powerful momentum, and momentum can carry you farther than you once believed possible. Another important part of success is learning how to remain hopeful. There will be days when progress feels slow. There will be days when obstacles appear unexpectedly, and there will be moments when doubt tries to weaken your determination. But hope acts as a quiet source of strength during those moments. Hope reminds you that the future still holds possibilities. God often opens doors at times we do not expect. The effort you invest today may create opportunities tomorrow that you cannot yet see. When hope remains alive in your heart, discouragement cannot control your actions. And when discouragement loses its power, your journey towards success becomes much stronger. Success is rarely the result of a single moment. It is the result of many small decisions made consistently over time. Every morning you choose whether to move forward or remain the same. The choices may feel small in the moment. Waking up early, focusing on your goals, refusing to give up when things feel difficult. But over time, those decisions begin shaping the direction of your life. God has placed the power of choice inside every person. And when you choose growth, discipline, and faith repeatedly, your future slowly begins to change. Another truth about success is that comparison can quietly destroy your motivation. When you constantly compare your journey to someone else's progress, it becomes easy to feel discouraged. But every life follows a different timeline. God gives different opportunities, different challenges, and different paths to every person. Your journey is not meant to look identical to anyone else's. When you focus on your own growth rather than comparing yourself to others, your energy becomes stronger and your focus becomes clearer. Sometimes the greatest growth happens during seasons that feel slow. When progress is not obvious, many people assume nothing is happening, but often those quiet seasons are preparing you for something greater. God may be building your patience, strengthening your mindset, and preparing you for responsibilities you cannot yet see. Just because progress is not visible does not mean it is not happening. Growth is often taking place beneath the surface. Another powerful truth is that persistence often separates those who succeed from those who give up too soon. Many people start with excitement and strong motivation, but when the journey becomes difficult, they stop. The ones who eventually succeed are often the ones who simply refuse to quit. They keep moving forward one step at a time. Even when progress feels slow, they continue. Persistence transforms effort into achievement. Faith can also become one of the strongest sources of motivation. When you believe that your life has purpose, it becomes easier to keep moving forward during uncertain moments. God often places dreams in our hearts not to frustrate us, but to guide us toward growth. Faith reminds you that your effort matters, even when the results are not immediately visible. Gratitude also strengthens the journey toward success. When you appreciate the opportunities in front of you, your mindset becomes more positive and your energy becomes stronger. Instead of focusing only on what you have not achieved yet, you begin noticing how far you have already come. Gratitude transforms ordinary moments into meaningful ones, and meaningful moments create the motivation needed to continue growing. Remember that success is not only about achieving goals. It is also about the person you become along the journey, the discipline you develop, the patience you learn, the faith that grows stronger through challenges. These qualities stay with you long after the goals are achieved. As this new day begins, remember that your future is not decided in a single moment. It is built through the actions you choose every day. Every step forward matters. Every effort counts. And every day is another opportunity to move closer to the life you are meant to create. Trust the journey. Stay patient. Continue growing. And believe that with faith, discipline, and persistence, your future can become greater than you imagine.